Today's date is July 26, 2012, and I'm making this particular video as a tidbit file. The other day when I went down to social services for the second time in order to drop off my application and have it processed, when they called my name and had me brought back into a room where they review the application that a person fills out for social services, they sat me in the only booth in the back room that had a monitor, because I looked on the ceiling of the entire room, and the only monitor that was in that room was practically directly above the booth that they put me in. Then the social services worker, as I was talking to her throughout the meeting that we had, on 3 different occasions she tried to accuse me of my behavior being inappropriate, which it wasn't at all. I was just basically asking her questions, and she was telling me lies. And so I would make sure that I got her to explain the particulars in reference to the details concerning the statements that she would make in reference to the answers to my questions. And as a result of her lying, she knew that the details would expose more lies. And what I wanted to do was get her to open up about, okay, because I knew she was lying. It was in reference to how much how much a person, what's the ceiling in reference to, like, if you make a certain amount of money, there's a ceiling in reference to what would make you ineligible to receive food stamps. And she told me that it has something to do with the zero income. Then you can receive $200. But the chart said that you can make up to $1,125, and $200 would be what could be allotted. But she tried to tell me that it was zero. So I got her to, I kept asking her about that, and so she was accusing me of acting out. She said, if you keep acting this way, I'm going to terminate our session. I go, what are you talking about? I go, I'm asking you questions that are my legal right to do so. And she was doing this because of the monitor. They had me literally positioned in a booth where the only monitor in the whole room was right above that booth. And if you don't, and she was also gaslighting me as she was talking to me, putting her hands to her face like this, going like this, yeah, and then stroking the back of her hair, and I was gaslighted like you would not believe in the social services office on both occasions that I was there, and I proved it because the first time I caught gang stalking being literally said in the environment, because I turned on my video camera and put it in my lap and said, let's see how, well, before I put it in my lap, I said, let's see how much I hear, oh my God, weird, crazy, or gang stalking. And it was caught at least 4 times, okay, on video while I was in there. I was gaslighted by their security, by social services staff, and by people acting as clients, whether they were clients or not, and just solicited to do these things while I was there. Is irrelevant. Also, one of the individuals that they used to gaslight me before they called me into the back room, that they brought in acting as a client, was a Rouse employee. Yeah, and I took a video picture of him, but I didn't recognize it was a Rouse employee that had engaged in organized gang stalking before at Rouse. I didn't recognize that that's who it was. But they brought that individual to sit right next to me in the booth next to me as I was talking to this lady once they took me in the back room. So I took a video picture of him too, and he gaslighted me as he was sitting next to me. Understand this and be clear. All you have to do is go to Google and type in gang stalking or organized stalking and social services, and then in a separate search type in organized gang stalking or gang stalking and social services workers, and look at how many Google generated responses you'll get, and then look at what targets are saying about how they're subject to organized gang stalking at social services and by workers. Now understand this. Organized gang stalking is literally sponsored, protected, and hosted by individuals that are in the system. It's organized crime in the system, and they know I'm whistleblowing about it. So what they're trying to do is paint a picture that I'm either a threat to myself or others, or that I'm some type of person that's out of control. Because this is why they go after targets who are on disability. Okay, to literally get a hold of them through clever means, because they're directly connected to doctors in nearby hospitals, psychiatrists, and county mental health, fire department, EMS, that will happily take you to the hospital once you break down from the organized stalking harassment, the assaults, And if you don't believe they're not assaulting me, I've already been assaulted twice since I've been here. August 17, 2011 and October 10, 2011. Go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on MTS Bus. Yeah. Then look at the fact that the video is altered. The back door is on the wrong side of the bus periodically throughout the video. The mirror the rail that holds the mirrors on the wrong side of the bus, and the mirrors backwards. Now, I've already made videos and blogs concerning why and how why the video was altered, and additional dialogue concerning how it's altered. And you can research that just by Googling and YouTube and Learning Disabled Woman Brutally Assaulted on MTS Bus. Well, look in the comments feature of that YouTube video. You'll literally see that I predicted that assault 11 days before it occurred in an email file. I printed it out, scanned it, attached it into a PDF link, put it in a blog, and then put the blog's URL address in the YouTube video, in the comments feature of that YouTube video. You can also go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Put on Bus to Harass. Also, a professor over at USD, his name is Eric Pearson. He's a professor in communications who specializes in videos and images. He saw the MTS video online and posted it on USD First Post, which is their newsletter, USD's newsletter. Now, all we have to do is do the math. Anybody, if I predicted I'd be assaulted again because I was preparing to go to Barbara Boxer's office, they knew it through cyber surveillance over at USD, and cyber surveillance is a direct tactic of organized gang stalking. Google that. As a result of them seeing I was preparing to I was preparing a letter, and I printed out a privacy consent form that I was either going to mail, fax, or take down there physically, or do all three. They seen I was preparing to do this because of the cyber surveillance. So I made an email file predicting what they might do in retaliation of it. And in that email file, I stated there's a high probability that I'd either be assaulted walking, riding my bike, or on public transportation. And 11 days later, I was brutally assaulted on public transportation. Then they sent me an altered video. And I was already blogging before that assault how I was being gang stalked on a feverish scale on MTS buses and trolleys by passengers and by bus drivers. Now, what's the likelihood of all that happening if this expedition wasn't already going on? On January 28, 2012, I caught 3 teenagers admitting that they were put on a bus route, literally a bus route that I was already on, to engage in organized gang stalking physical gestures towards me. The same exact bus route I was brutally assaulted on October 10th. Now, I was already making videos all the way back from December 5th and uploading on December 7th, and many videos since then between early December and January 28th about how individuals were getting on the bus and putting their hands to their face. The same exact tactic the 3 teenagers admitted to doing. Go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalker Admitting Put on Bus to Harass. My name is Leslie Williams. I have undeniable, undisputable, physical, tangible proof this crime is happening towards me. The San Diego police will not take one police report after 11 separate physical requests for them to do so. And the reason why they won't is because I was gang stalked out here in 2006 when I was out here between 34 and 39 days. And I have email files describing that I was being harassed in specific ways from 2006. Gang stalking isn't mentioned though, stalking is, but gang stalking isn't, because I didn't know that what was happening to me was gang stalking. Now, they know that they were directly involved in it in 2006. They were physically, literally, directly involved in the expeditions in 2006. And since they know I got those saved emails, if they make it a matter of legal record, police report, that I'm being gang stalked out here now, then it will bring alive those 2006 emails, which will show the duration of this crime and the fact that I was stalked to here as a result of coming back here for the first time since 2006 on August 8, 2011. Which I was brutally assaulted 9 days after I got here on August 17th. How did they know I arrived back here? Because I was gang stalked to here. It's a nationwide syndicate. Go to Google and type in a gang stalking tech, everything you need to know. It's a manifesto of a manager of organized gang stalking crews, and you wouldn't believe what you're going to read. Doctors, lawyers, police officers, firefighters, judges, they're all mentioned in this manifesto, and it flat out mentions that they're a nationwide syndicate. Now you can also go to YouTube and type in gang stalking bullying on steroids to see that an individual in Chula Vista was covered on the news in February 2011. just in Chula Vista about how he's an organized gang stalking target, and the Chula Vista police come flat out and mention on the news broadcast that it's a felony to the extreme, and the reason why the San Diego police won't take a police report is because they know they were directly involved in it in 2006. I'm talking about physically involved in it, in my physical proximity. They were directly involved in organized gang stalking, physical interactions with me that directly tied to organized gang stalking expeditions. They know they were involved in it because they were involved in it. So they don't want a matter of record that I'm involved in it now, that is happening towards me now. Also, in 2006, a Point Loma library staff and security and people coming in acting as customers were engaged in it. Those are city employees. Okay, we got two separate city types of city employees engaged in organized gang stalking and saved emails from 2006. I come out here now and there's 100% proof this crime's happening to me now, but they don't want it on legal record that this is happening to me now, because the emails will bring it alive how long this crime's been going on towards me in reference since 2006. And how did they know I came back out here again since August 8th, 2011? It'll show the duration of this crime and the fact that I was stalked here in both of those years, 2006, because I was stalked too here from Michigan in 2006, which will bring alive the fact that what happened to me in Michigan was true, which I have proof of that as well as also. I got to go. I'm in San Diego, California. This is a tidbit file. Today's date is July 26, 2012.